Kate Middleton, pregnant with third royal baby? We know that Kate Middleton doesn't want to compete with Meghan Markle for the spotlight, but sometimes media attention finds you whether you want it to or not. When you could end up becoming the Queen of England sooner than you wanted or expected, you're kind of always the center of attention. And it's harder to hide things. For example, obvious signs that point to you being pregnant with baby number 3. First of all, before you accuse us of projecting, 2 things. 1. We're just going to show you the different pieces of what may be a puzzle and show you how they might be solved. After all, plenty of pregnancies go weeks or even months before being publicly announced, because things don't always work out as expecting parents might hope. 2. Let us assure you that none of this is wishful thinking on our part. Sure, we'd love to get to write about another royal baby, but Kate has already given the world 2 of them. Little Prince George is adorable beyond words. His little sister Princess Charlotte is small and cute, and we're glad that George gets to be a big brother. 2 are totally enough if Kate wants to stop there. And William, we suppose. Here are the clues. You tell us if you think that they couldn't point to a pregnancy. First, Kate Middleton was reportedly rushed to the hospital last week. Or, we should say, was rushed to hospital, which is how the Brits say it, sort of how we say going to school, though school is an institution and… anyway. We don't know what was behind that hospital visit, but since we don't know what sort of pain or illness may have been involved, people to wonder if it might have been related to pregnancy. But there might be an explanation, related to a diagnosis that Kate received while she was pregnant with Prince George, way back in the year of the bow, 2012. She has hyperemesis gravidarum, which means that she basically has morning sickness from hell. Because of the vomiting involved, it can and frequently does result in weight loss and dehydration. Dehydration is no joke and can absolutely be a valid cause for a trip to the hospital, well, if you're rich and or if you live in a country with a single-payer healthcare system like so many people do. Thirdly, there's another, unrelated clue that could be an idle comment, or perhaps a prophetic one, or could have been a deliberate attempt to float some news before an official announcement. Just a few weeks ago, in Poland, Kate received a gift ideal for a newborn baby. Charlotte is 2 years old and George is 4, so clearly the gift could not be for either of them. Kate simply said that she and William would have to have another child. That's the sort of thing that parents might say as a joke to make someone not feel awkward about a less than ideal gift. It might have been Kate easing that news to people, or even an inside joke with William. We've heard that Kate wants a 3rd child despite William's misgivings, but it's more than possible that she's talked him into it. A 3rd child is not just 50 more work than 2 children. This is a trap that often catches parents. Each successive child is more work, proportionately, than their siblings. So, we have an unexplained hospital visit, knowledge that Kate often gets sick while pregnant, and a joke in Poland. Coincidence? Signs are pointing to pregnancy, folks. We don't know anything for sure, of course. But in the midst of their Brexit nightmare, the British people could probably use some good news. And what could be a more pleasant distraction from the incoming economic woes and worsening image on the world stage than a royal baby? Excitement does have diminishing returns, with Charlotte getting a little less aplomb than George did, simply because she was second. but we're sure that there are plenty of Brits who'd love to lose their minds with joy and have something to actually celebrate about their country, since they were currently powerless to change the dark course that the UK has chosen.